Sunday, February 26, 2017.
Live from the Crude Surfer Studio. Coffee with Stripe.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
I'm doing great. This is Mike.
This is Joe.
How's everybody doing out there in Webland?
Keeping dry, keeping warm.
Keeping off the radar. So basically, we have a new bit here that we're working on. Everybody seems to really want to hear a lot of my opinion. That's a good thing. I've got a lot of opinion to give. Mike, you wanted to hear more of my opinions, right?
Yeah, so we created a new segment called Real Stuff,
where you hear it from me, the real dope, uncut. So I would like to present to our viewing audience a paradox. A lot of people are under the impression that Bigfoot is not real. Are you under that impression yourself, Mike?
I've heard that.
I may or may not be under that impression, but I would like to present to our audience the paradox of thinking about the more that no one finds Bigfoot and the more finding Bigfoot shows that they make of people trying to find Bigfoot, the more effort that's put into finding Bigfoot, it doesn't really disprove that Bigfoot exists. It just narrows the possible parameters in which Bigfoot could possibly exist. So I would like you to think about that paradox. There's a Bigfoot behind you. I'm just kidding.
Sasquatch, Yeti, the Abominable Snowman. What are the other names? Wookiee. The North American Wookiee.
Andre the Giant. La Chupacabra. No, I'm not. I don't think that's Bigfoot. Just think about it, all right? The more you don't find Bigfoot, the more it's possible that it's just harder to find Bigfoot. Doesn't mean he doesn't exist. It just means the way you're looking for him, it ain't working.
There must be fewer and fewer these days.
You know, they're probably an endangered species. I mean, I've pretty much narrowed it down to the point where the only acceptable theory I have for the existence of Bigfoot is that he is, in fact, a extra-dimensional being who can just slip back and forth in time and space. He chooses whether he wants you to see him or not.
Yeah. Does he have a device that does that? A vehicle?
I think he can just do it.
With his Bigfoot mind?
With his big, smelly Bigfoot mind. Yeah, he just zoop, 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 zoop. He's just zipping back and forth in time. I mean, how do you know?
No one does, and that's why that is Real Stuff. Well, now it's time for our usual segment. Today or tomorrow.
What do you got, Mike? Bring it at me.
Okay. Robot rats. You implanted device and control which directions they walk and get them to jump and climb ladders. Is that something they're working on today or tomorrow?
Robot.
Well, they're working on it.
Like remote-controlled rodents.
Yeah, RC car. Just
I have no doubt because you know what I've read about experiments being conducted almost a decade ago upon cockroaches, in which they could take a microchip and put it on the cockroach's head and put some wires in the little cockroach brain, and the dude could sit there with a little joystick and pretty much steer the cockroach around. And so, based on how that technology has probably escalated since then. And probably based on a lot of impetus from the intelligence community at large to get this product out there as quick as possible, I'm going to go ahead and say that that's probably only about a year away from existing. What do you think?
He says tomorrow.
I'm saying tomorrow. I'm saying close.
The correct answer is today.
It's happening today.
You want to see a picture of this, right?
Oh, yeah. Show me, dude.
There's rat brain robot.
Whoa.
Yeah, we can maybe put that up and use that as the background. I don't know if you can see that from here.
That's going to be the snapshot for the thumbnail right there. Whoa.
Yeah, and DARPA wants to use it on people.
Well, of course they want to use it on people. Guess what? Everyone wants to use that on people. What do you think's in those red hats that they hand out? Dum-dum-dum-dum.
So robot rats,
There you
just another thing to look out for in
In the future.
future today.
Well, you know what? I would have to say something. You know, there should be a governing body to step in and say something at these times. And I think that I would step in as the King of America. I would hold aloft my gilded eagle scepter with my enrobed in a giant, constitutional flag with a crown made out of pure apple pie. And I would stand there and say that anybody caught remote controlling anything that isn't a robot, they got to give it to me. I'm just hand it over. You got a remote control monkey? Give it over. Give it to the king. I don't want anybody playing with any stuff like that. It's immoral, and I want to play with it first.
Wasn't that the Pied Piper that went around and they know the rats follow him, or he controlled the rats somehow?
He had a pipe, and he would blow it, and the rats would follow him, and, he probably just had a big bag full of peanut butter, and that's what they were chasing.
So you could actually just kind of like make a magic wand with this implant things. You have to catch enough rats to implant their mind, but you can create a little Pied Piper army.
You could go around and be like a Pied Piper, like robber baron. You could run into a town with all the rats, and then you could run a protection racket. You could be like, "Hey, you guys want these rats to leave? Well, and then they'd follow you." Yeah, I mean, you have to work quick before rats have a relatively short lifespan. You gotta work within that lifespan before they expire.
How about goats?
What, robot goats?
Robot goats. You can
Goatbot.
plant the things and just have them around.
What would be the baddest ass robot animal you could possibly just have?
Great white shark.
Great white shark? I'm thinking like snow leopard. I'm going snow leopard whole way. Whoa. That picture of that thing with the half brain made out of wires is... We live in a strange age, folks. All that stuff that used to be in science fiction films, people watched those science fiction films, and then they said, "How do I do that?" And they're starting to do it, and it's happening today.
So the legend of the Pied Piper was a piper dressed in multicolored. That's what pied means.
Yes.
Multicolored.
Pied means like dressed like a jester.
Yes. So he's dressed like that, who was a rat catcher hired by the town to lure the rats away.
Was it a specific? Was
with
it
his
Hamlin?
magic pipe?
What town was it?
Yes, Pied
Yeah.
Piper of Hamlin.
Yeah.
And when the people refused to pay,
Yes. He
Then
stole
he-
all their children. Another uplifting, happy ending from a German fairy tale. Every German fairy tale gets Americanized, and it's like, and they lived happily ever after. It's like the original German version is like, and they ate his mother. Am I wrong?
and the middle-aged Germans are sitting around going, "Yeah, what does this world come to when you can't trust the rat catcher anymore?" Right?
They had legitimate concerns back then. Yep.
Well, I think we should play some music.
Let's play some music. Sometimes we do these episodes where it's just time to jam. What do you got, homie?
We got Extremo Vision.
Extreme.
Remember, keep those emails coming in to stripeseccoffeewithstripes.com. Your band could be the next band made famous by the giant media machine at our disposal. Not!
Thank you.